Today, we're going to dive into a single powerful idea. It comes from a foundational text in Mahayana Buddhism, and what's so incredible about it is that it seems almost too simple on the surface. But trust me, once you start to unpack it, well, it gets profoundly deep really fast.
See, at its core, this whole thing is a promise. It's a statement of potential that's so broad, so all-encompassing, that it honestly feels revolutionary the moment you let it sink in. And there it is. In just a few words, you've got a complete spiritual framework. So to really get a handle on just how significant this is, we're going to break it down into three key parts: the who, the what, and the how. So first up, let's talk about the who. Who is this promise actually for? The answer here is maybe the most startling, most mind-bending part of the entire philosophy. Okay, so notice how the statement starts. It doesn't begin with a condition, like if you're good or if you're a member of this group. No, it starts by defining its scope. And to get why this was so profound, you have to remember that a lot of spiritual paths were often seen as exclusive, reserved for the super devout, the monks, a chosen few. This one statement, it challenged all of that. It doesn't say some beings, it doesn't say the worthy beings, it says all beings. Right from the very first word, the text is making an incredibly, radically inclusive point. All? I mean, just think about that word. It's absolute. It just sweeps aside every single distinction we like to make between ourselves and others, between all the different forms of life. It's a radical act of inclusion. And that's the question that immediately pops into your head, right? Really? No exceptions? Surely there's some fine print. But the answer the text gives is just no. No exceptions. No qualifications. The door is wide open to everyone and everything. So if every single one of us is included, what exactly are we included in? That brings us to part two. The what? The ultimate destination this path is supposed to lead to. This isn't just some vague promise of, feeling a little better or being generally happy. The text is crystal clear about the ultimate goal, the final stop on this universal path. And this isn't somebody's interpretation either. It's stated directly in the Lotus Sutra, which is a core text. It confirms both the who, still all beings, and it specifies the what, actually attaining enlightenment. Now, this is so important. The text says this can happen. It doesn't say it will happen. It's not a predestined guarantee. It's a statement of potential, of capacity. Enlightenment isn't some special gift for a select few. It's an attainable possibility that exists within all of us. All right, so let's recap. We've got the who, all beings. We've got the what, attainable enlightenment. So that brings us to the most practical part of this whole equation, the how. How do we actually unlock this potential? Let's think of it this way. If enlightenment is our destination, what's the vehicle that's going to get us there? The philosophy doesn't hand us some super complicated map with 100 different routes to choose from. Instead, it simplifies everything down to one central actionable principle, a single path that's accessible to literally everyone, because it's an internal quality we can all cultivate, not some external ritual we have to perform perfectly. And that path is compassion. This is the engine. This is the fuel for the whole process. It's the how that connects the who to the what. It's really the active ingredient in this whole spiritual formula. So the relationship is totally direct. The path of compassion is laid out as the means to achieve the goal of enlightenment. One leads directly to the other. It's a simple, but at the same time, an incredibly profound cause and effect. So we've taken it apart piece by piece. Now let's put it all back together and really look at the complete picture that it paints. When we reassemble the who, the what, and the how, what we get is this perfectly coherent and complete philosophical statement. It all just fits. The scope is radically inclusive, all beings. The goal is a tangible potential, attainable enlightenment. And the path is a singular, powerful action through compassion. See how it all builds? And so we land right back where we started, but now, hopefully, these words feel a little different. They're not just a nice saying anymore, are they? It's more like a formula, a map. It's an entire worldview in one sentence. Ultimately, what this is not some rigid doctrine you have to accept without question. It's a universal invitation.
It's an open call to explore a potential that this text suggests already exists inside you and inside every single other being. And this really brings us to the final and most essential point. The text isn't just talking about all beings as some abstract concept out there. It's also talking about you. So the question it really leaves us with is this: what if this promise is actually for you?